It's going to be a quick lesson on exponents. I think most of you have heard of exponents before. Exponents show repeated multiplication. Tells you how many times you're going to multiply a number by itself. And a number that's being expressed using an exponent is called a power. And there's two parts to this. There's the base, the number that's being raised to a power, and then the exponent that tells you how many times you're going to multiply that number to itself. So for example, 3 to the 4th power is 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3 again, which is 27, times 3 again, which is 81. 3 is my base, and 4 is the exponent. So be careful of this. Okay, so if we, in this table, we have 12 to the 1st power. Well, 12 to the 1st power just means we just have 1 12, so it's just 12. If we have second squared, or 6 to the 2nd power, this is the same as 6 squared. This is 6 to the 2nd power. That means we have 6 times 6, which equals 36. We have 0.2 to the 3rd power. When we raise something to the 3rd power, it's said to be cubed. So 0.2 cubed. And that means we're going to go 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. We have 1, 2, 3 numbers behind the decimal point, so it's 0.008. This one here, these bottom two are a little different. This is where you have to be careful. This says I'm going to take the opposite of 7 raised to the 4th power. So I'm going to find 7 to the 4th power and then make it a negative. So opposite of 7 to the 4th power. So what that's going to look like is we're going to put a negative sign out here, and then we're going to multiply 7 times 7, which is 49, times 7 again, times 7 again, and we get 2,401. But this negative sign here tells me I want the opposite of that, so it's negative 2,401. In this case here, what we're doing is we're taking this whole number, negative 8, to the 5th power. So this whole number inside the parentheses here is going to get raised to the 5th power. So then we're going to go negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8. When we multiply 8 to itself 5 times, we get 32,768. Now we have to determine, is this going to be positive or negative? Well, we know a negative times a negative is positive. So now we have positive, and then we're going to multiply it times a negative. So when we multiply 3 negatives together, we get negative. Then a negative times a negative is a positive. Then we're going to have a positive times a negative. So, and you might want to write this down on your own, that a negative number raised to an even power is going to be positive, and a negative number raised to an odd power is going to be negative. So you practice those, make sure you input it on